Hi and welcome to Backstreet Drivers, an all-new podcast for petrol heads. I am James.
And I'm Jim.
And enjoy Backstreet Drivers.
And in our first episode, we thought we'd talk about Restomods. Firstly, what is a Restomod?
Nobody knows.
There is no answer. I've looked into this.
Nope.
Nobody has an idea.
Nope. I watched a video on Top Gear, the oracle for everything car related.
Of course.
And they said it's loose and you can call it what you want, but essentially you're taking an old classic vehicle, modifying it to make it more reliable.
Yep.
And that's about it. I think basically the manufacturer that's trying to market the product says that they've done a lot of stuff to it, and then they seem to maybe increase the price a little bit accordingly.
It does seem to be a great marketing tool. You see cars that, like you just said, this is a brilliant Restomod, and you're trying to work out what they've actually, either what they've done or what they've actually kept.
Yeah.
It's a difficult thing, because particularly with classic cars, there's a real aura about originality or modifying. There's very little in the way of overlap, and it seems to be the Restomod is in my eyes, should be the thing that connects the Venn diagram.
Yeah,
because you find some Restomods, which I'm sure we're going to talk about in a bit,
some fantastic
where
examples.
It's literally the body. It looks like the car it used to be, but underneath everything is changed, and you have to wonder, can you still call it what it was?
This is tricky. All of these cars that I've got for you today, I've got 9 examples. Some of them, I'll give them a pass because they are absolutely stunning.
Okay.
And some of them just blow my mind on the price of them. I think that gives you a bit of an insight as to how expensive some Restomods are. I think they've all got lots and lots of modifications. Those modifications take lots of time to research and develop and improve and perfect to be able to go to anywhere near market for a customer. That must add value. I get it. And some of them in here are just mind-blowing, and some of them I kind of understand and I get. But I do have some very good, interesting examples for you. But if you're just modifying a car and improving it and adding electronic bits and bobs, if I took the distributor out of my Mini and put electronic ignition on it and put a different set of wheels on and maybe a funky interior and an AFR gauge,
a coolant fan because you want to sit in traffic and not overheat, like an actual control fan. Yeah, that's it.
Do we have a checklist? No. Open to interpretation? Yes. Do whatever you want.
This is what I find really difficult with the whole thing, because guys like standard cars.
Girls do too. It's a podcast for everyone, Jim.
It's true. No, you are right.
Don't check yourself under the bus already.
I mean, whatever I do, my wife still hates it, so it's all right.
She's an exception to the rule, maybe. Who knows?
True. But when you talk about, I would have done that, I'd keep it standard. I have a 1930s house. Nobody has knocked on the door and said, you shouldn't have changed that wiring, and you need to put that asbestos back in.
That's a very good point. And a house has more value generally than a car.
Yeah, that's true.
When it comes around to resale time, people go, I love that island. I love that wine cooler.
I love how you kept the original picture rails.
Yeah.
I was adamant we were keeping the picture rails, by the way. Just talking about house decor.
But there you go. We've gone off piste.
This will happen.
Should I go through some examples?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you bought for me.
Cool. I haven't bought them. I can't afford any of them. Some of them require a donor. Take that into consideration.
Okay.
And we've got the original price, and I'll show you some pictures of the Resto modded ones, and then the price of the Resto mod. And then you can look at how many times the value of the original is to the Resto mod.
Okay.
And then include, obviously, you'd need to buy one to start with. I'll show you some pictures because there is some absolute stunners in here, and you can put some pictures up for the viewers at home as well. Right, we're going to start with the David Brown Mini.
Ooh.
Now, this is the...
Not a tractor, then?
Not attractive?
A tractor, because David Brown tractors.
Lamborghini tractors? I've never heard of David Brown tractors.
You not heard of David Brown tractors?
We've gone off piece.
Sorry, I'm going to have to get this out now.
Okay.
David Brown, tractor manufacturer, gearbox manufacturer.
Tractor manufacturer.
It all sounds great.
Mm.
He bought Aston Martin in the 60s.
Didn't know this.
Every DB Aston Martin car, David Brown. Technically, Aston Martins are tractors.
So are Lamborghinis.
So are Lamborghinis, obviously, yeah.
No way. I never knew that. So this David Brown is the same David Brown?
Same David Brown.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
Sorry.
Well, unless he's at home watching.
So you were going to go onto a point, and then
Not a
I
problem
just
at all.
had to bring up my limited knowledge on tractors.
And my non-existent. This is a David Brown E remastered, and E sounds for I can't say it.
Oh,
I don't want to say it.
I'll tell you what, it's going to fire up some keyboards.
Don't worry. But there's no need to talk about the because we don't talk about that.
Okay.
However,
It does look nice.
it's a bit old English white with the white wheels. Anyway, regardless, this one has no donor, so you can't take your £5,000, £6,000, £7,000 Mini to David Brown and say Restomod this car for me. This is built on a heritage shell. Not cheap.
No.
Not cheap at all. Prices keep going up on those. Very expensive. And obviously it's been de-seamed. Essentially it looks like a Mini, but underneath the bonnet you've got this we don't use
Powertrain.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. How much? Oh, for them to build you one. Bear in mind, I saw a review on it. I read a review and it said it's got an electric battery that's got a range of 110 miles at best. And at the end of the article, they said the whine of the electric motor almost is reminiscent of the A series engine.
Interesting. Now that I kind of get on board with, in a way, as long as it makes you feel that there is a semblance of an engine in there, I will take a bit of gearbox whine.
Yes,
I mean, it looks lovely. You're not paying them to cut the rust out of it, though, so that's a start.
So it must be cheap.
Yeah.
But there's interesting little indicators as well, little bits of detail. Very modified, very
part of them
personal.
looks a little bit bathroom fitting. I'm sorry.
Price. Give me a price. That copper roof, that looks expensive paint.
I don't know, 60 grand?
155.
Bloody hell. No.
Yes. But have no fear.
I mean, it's good that we're not taking a mini Mayfair. Other models are available. And hacking it to pieces. That's
155 grand. Anyway, moving on. This is the only price I know off the top of my head. They also do an Ocelli edition, which comes with an A series engine.
Now you're talking.
On twin SU carburetors. But
8-port head.
No. Original 5-port standard 1275. But what they've done is, I read an article and they said they've taken the capacity out to 1450. Now I don't know whether that's a typo, because back in the day, stock bore was 1275, and then you went 20, 40, and 60 thou over bore. That gave you 1293, 1310, 1330. You could then overbore to 73.5 millimeters, which gave you 1380.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Offset bore, so that you still retain the thickness between the cylinders.
Well, I never knew that.
Yes. So 73.5 mil gets you to 1380.
Yeah.
You can then stroke it to 1430 and stroke it to 1460. That's about as far as you can go reliably with an A series. If you go over that, I believe you can take them up to nearly 1600 cc, but you're going mega not the best. So that is, I'm assuming that's either a 1430 or a 1460.
Okay.
Expensive motor to build. On twins. If they could have achieved their power goal with a single carb, it probably would have been better to go for a single. They won't go out of tune, and you're not going back every.
Yeah, you're not balancing the things. And,
I mean, you'd have to go back, wouldn't you? I mean, that's going to come with a warranty. And if those carbs go out of tune or out of balance, then if you're on a single, then I mean, less stress for the customer. But everyone wants that quintessential old school Mini. I want twin carbs. I want twin carbs. Yeah, it's got twins. It's on twins. Cam profiles, have they gone for an off-the-shelf profile, or have they gone custom?
You'd like to think custom if you're going to go to that level.
But if you go custom, then you're going to have to put millions of hours and lots of money into research and development
Profiling,
to get
yeah.
that perfect camshaft for that perfect engine. It's got a custom interior. Have we got pictures of custom interior? We got the back. I don't
It
like
does
these
look
rear
nice.
lights. They look like traffic lights.
Yeah, you're right.
I
with
think
that.
that bottom one should
What's
be
with
green.
the aerial? It makes it like a you know when
I don't
you see
know.
twats at the
It's like a BMW
twats
shark
at the
fin,
beach
isn't it?
who put like a shark's fin on their back. You see it in Jaws.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
100%. But this is the Aselli edition, so it's just got that fin on the top, which I'm not overly keen on. The stripes, I'm not overly mad on. Interior, you've got the original gauges, I believe, Smith's gauges, I think, and obviously a custom dashboard, Apple CarPlay, that sort of stuff. But I believe it's designed to be quite an original, like, feeling Mini with like performance, and obviously performance is increased, but like the way that it drives on the road and stuff like that, suspension, brakes, obviously they're all uprated, but it will feel a little bit, it'll feel like a Mini.
Yeah.
And we're moving on to our next one. These are cheap.
Oh, right, okay.
These are very cheap.
Very cheap. Now, you say very cheap, but then...
in comparison to the one we were talking about.
Sure.
Starting price. Is it starting price or on the road price? Price.
Let's say... You're going to say very cheap, so I'm going to go half that and go 75.
98. But I kind of agree with this one a little bit. 1450 or 1430, 1460 motor.
Yeah.
To buy, build, tune, set up. There's a lot of money there.
Yeah, and you are paying somebody else to do the work, I suppose.
I'm assuming so, unless they do it in-house. I don't know. There's a lot of money in brakes, suspension, R&D work there.
No, I get that, yeah.
Interior is fully custom.
Okay.
Apple CarPlay.
You'd be
so
a
they're going to be
salesman.
I don't know, maybe I'm in the wrong job. But I think there's a lot of money involved in interior, tech, and then getting that to market, registered, heritage body shell, custom paint, de-seamed. There's quite a bit of work there.
Yeah, okay.
So at 98k, I'm sure that we could both build one for less, but at the same time, it wouldn't be that car. And also, a lot of this Restomod is exclusivity.
True.
Low numbers. And to the person that's got many yachts, 98k on a Mini to be completely bespoke and no one else has got one probably represents great value over the Mayfair that you see
you're right.
penny at car shows, even though there's not really many Mayfairs left.
I think this is where I'm struggling with the numbers on it, because a lot of the work that I've done on the Cortina, I've done myself. There's like, there's a couple of jobs that I've palmed out to somebody else, but it's hard to try and fathom the cost of time of paying somebody to do it.
Expensive.
Because my time is worthless, so that's why I don't think of it as...
Same, that Austin Healey we put 1,000 hours into.
Yeah.
And
so by the time you paid somebody, I mean, even
£30 an hour.
Yeah.
It's 30 grand.
Exactly.
In labour.
So that's where I'm going wrong. I'm thinking of buying
I'm sure you could achieve something to that sort of ilk yourself for less than 98k.
Thing is, you would definitely see the difference.
I'm sure you would. There's going to be lots of bespoke items in there. Dashboard, interior, Apple CarPlay connectivity. I'm sure it might have air conditioning. I don't know. But it's going to feel like an old school Mini.
Just the paint to get a decent... I mean, I've tried doing paint. It's hard.
Yeah, I'm doing it wrong. You're starting with a straight body shell. There's still going to be crap in there.
There's a reason why paint shops earn money and cost money, and it's because of your paint, so that somebody doesn't walk up to it and say, that's terrible.
Yep.
So, yeah, fair enough. That's on me.
Expensive way to go, but not a million miles away when you consider what's gone into it.
No.
Interestingly. Right. Moving on.
Oh... Yes, definitely love that.
Really?
Oh, I love a Porsche 911.
Fair enough.
Are you going to talk about how really it's a Volkswagen Beetle? We should all remember that.
No, I don't know. I'm not too knowledgeable on these. I like the look of them. I get it. I quite like this is based on a Porsche. Tell me, which Porsche is this?
See,
911.
It's definitely 911, but I couldn't tell you exactly which specific model. I'm assuming it would be like a 964, so a 90s one, because that's what
No.
Singer do?
I googled this last night.
Okay.
It's a 964.
Yes.
Well done.
I feel like I'm. Ooh.
Gorgeous,
I like
isn't it?
that. Yeah.
It's very nice.
Hmm.
I like the interior. I don't know what a 911 interior should look like, but I'm assuming that's pretty custom. I
not
like
too
the little
far
bits
off.
of detailing on the seat.
That
That little bit of weave, that little like lighter color woven in.
No, I like
the oxblood leather is gorgeous. The door cards, I'm assuming, are custom. Please jump into the
They
comments
don't have
section.
the no, definitely
Let us
don't
know.
recognise the diamond pattern. Oh, what have they done with the gauges? Oh, they're flat face because there was a particular year or model of Porsche where I don't know why the glass had a convex shape to it, and it looked a bit nipply. But apparently people didn't like it. But now, because people didn't like it then, it's now become popular because of the rarity of them.
There you go.
So yeah, there you go. Nipple gauges.
Well, that is a Theon 911.
Okay.
Don't know who Theon is.
Nope.
Now then, let's start with the donor. A 964. I had a little look on Car and Classic last night. As of January 2025.
Yeah.
2005 then. A 964 ranges from 25 to 200,000.
Okay. So,
but a lot of these some of them were abroad, some in France, some in Belgium. But in the UK, I saw one for 25 and I saw one for like 200 plus.
I mean, you'd assume you'd be looking at the bottom end of the scale. If you know you're going to send it to somebody.
This is the thing, if the guts are going to be ripped out of it, if they're going to bore and stroke the engine or whatever they're going to do to it, then you don't need the 300 grander, do you? You need the 25 grand rust free.
It needs to be straight.
Jane.
Yeah, not crumpled up. Doesn't matter if the engine leaks, as long as you can get it there.
Cool. So let's start with a 25
let's
grand.
25 grand then.
Bang. How much is the Theon Restomod?
That will have some money in it. Definitely. Looking at, I mean, the interior's got to be an absolute fortune, never mind the flawless paint.
I'm assuming they do modifications to engine, I believe.
I mean,
like all of these, let's just get it straight. Before we make mistakes, all of these cars are heavily modified, heavily fettled, and heavily refined to a great standard because they got to go to market. You're not going to let something to go market with like shit panel gaps and leaking oil over the floor. But then would that David Brown Mini eventually start leaking oil on the A series?
Well, there's only one moving part. Apart from the gearbox.
Which one?
Well,
no, the Acelli.
Oh, the Acelli. Oh,
it's on an A series. So eventually that's going to start leaking.
If it's faithful to the original, it should.
That's a Restomod, mate. They've improved it. Come on, price.
I'm going to say 500,000.
Starting from 300 grand, so a bargain in your world.
Oof.
Now then, what's
saving money?
You are. You just saved yourself £200,000. Now you can invest it in your next vehicle. This is
another Porsche. Oh, that. See, I liked the previous Porsche because the arches are blended in. It looks a bit more.
This looks a little bit like the old RWB. It's not an RWB.
No, it looks bolted on arches, which I don't know, not as
different front bumper as well.
Oh yeah,
but this is a Singer, not a sewing machine. It's a Singer Porsche.
Is this the one with the Williams F1 tuned engine?
I'm not that knowledgeable.
Okay,
I was just trying to find examples.
Yeah, so when you were talking about the engines on these, Singer in particular went to Williams Engineering, which is a division of Williams F1, and had them spend a lot of time with it. And apparently, I know they sound amazing, not because I've heard one, but because my brother-in-law works at Williams.
Is it?
And he was walking past when they were doing some testing with it or tuning with it, and he told me that it does sound amazing. So that's my insight on that.
With the LFA, they went to Yamaha, didn't they?
That sounds amazing.
Gorgeous, amazing. Anyway, we've gone off piste.
Sorry.
Allow me.
That's definitely 500,000.
I haven't showed you the interior.
Oh, have you not? Sorry, I'm getting excited.
This is the interior.
That I actually prefer.
That's next level.
Yeah, the tartan and the
it
leather
just looks
work.
It just looks cool, doesn't it? I think, is that like a little Lotus exposed gear linkage jobber? And obviously gauges are smart, aren't they? I mean,
particularly the gold.
You saw the rest of the podcast.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. I think that's a lovely place to
that
be.
interior is gorgeous.
Cool. It's nice, isn't it?
That's
Again,
one thing I'd love to learn to do. Interiors. Like car interiors, not like Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen stuff. Sorry, showing my age. I'm showing my age there. It's very 90s.
I remember, a very
reference.
flamboyant man. Lovely guy, long, curly, gorgeous hair. We all started with hair, Jim. We just keep it.
I'm just a massive Britney Spears fan. Let's go. Go on then.
Come on.
I reckon £500,000.
Ooh, you're wrong.
You're
wrong.
Am I too high?
You're wrong.
I'm too low, aren't I?
You're £1 million short.
Oof.
£1.5 million. As per what I found on the internet isn't always right. But if you know better than me, please jump into the comment section and let me know.
Yeah, please.
Right, this is gonna.
The money problem with this is probably highlighted from what I've just said.
Exclusivity, I'm assuming.
No, is that you spend $1.5 million
plus donor.
1 million.
1.5025.
Yeah. You spend all that money, somebody gives you a Porsche, you then drive said Porsche and you pull up to a petrol station, assuming people actually drive these things.
It would be a shame that they didn't, if they didn't.
Somebody's like, oh, that's a really nice Porsche. How much you pay for it? And you say 1.5 million. It just takes the coolness out of it. If you've got to explain it, it's not cool.
I have a friend, I will not mention his name, but he always said, your car is cool if you don't have to explain the model.
Yeah.
So if you meet a person in town, male, female, whatever you're into, and they say, what do you drive? And you go, I drive a Bentley. It doesn't matter whether it's an old clapped out piece of shit Bentley 8.
Yeah.
Or whether it's a brand new Mulsanne or whatever it is. It could be $6,000 or it could be like hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
They're not going to ask any more questions.
No.
He drives a Bentley. Yes, fantastic.
Cool.
That must be great. Or what a massive prick. Who knows? But at the same time, you could have a 10 grand Continental GT with a bag of miles on it, 04.
Yeah.
Problematic, expensive to run, ruinously expensive.
Oh, completely.
We'll talk about that another day. I would have one 100%. Actually, no, you need to buy an 07 onwards because they moved the problematic vacuum lines that were on top of the gearbox up to the bulkhead so you can access them by just removing the suspension and steering rack and from the top of the engine.
That's generous of them.
But you can actually get an 07 with average miles pretty well looked after for not a huge amount more than an average miles 04, 05, which could potentially ruin your life. Anyway, moving on.
Good consumer knowledge there, thank you.
Whereas if you drive a Nissan GTR and it's got a Litchfield Stage 4 tune on it that's running 700 horsepower, and she says, what do you drive? And you go, I've got a Nissan GTR Litchfield Stage 4 720 and I've got more torque than you'd ever know. And then she goes, my nan's got a Micra. Is it the same? They're both Nissans.
That never happens. What will happen from a man who has been turned down a lot in the past
not only for your cars.
I didn't even get onto that.
We didn't get that far.
My friend's calling me and then they'll walk away. No.
Does a friend drive a Bentley? Is he rolling outside in a 1975 Rolls Royce silver? What would it be?
Shadow 2.
Shadow 1, Shadow 2. Shadow 2 had that kind of the nicer detail on the center console.
Yeah,
very nice.
Certain. It
was a Shadow, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Shadow, and then it went to Spirit.
Yeah, but they're all a bit ruined now.
3.
Because,
what do you mean?
Because of U-Tree, Operation U-Tree.
Me? You? What? You? Who's you?
The radio presenters who were doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. They all had that sort of car. Well, don't worry about it. We'll keep going.
Another episode. Okay, cool. So yeah, moving on. Where have we gone to now? We have now moved on to. You'll like this. This is gorgeous. This is.
Is it going to be a
It's not
Ford?
quite one of my give it a pass in the list ones, but it is mint.
Is it? Oh yes, Lancia. They've taken the rear doors off it.
This is a Lancia Futurista.
So that's a technically a 3-door hatch, not a 5-door hatch, which is what they were originally. I love Lancias. Oh, I like it.
A bit veloury, a bit 80s, isn't it? I'm cool with that.
I like how they've kept
the old
to
school
that because
gauges.
yeah, I like the hint of originality with that.
Ooh.
That's what I like with
Good looking car, innit?
You want to know where its roots are.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is a Lancia Futurista. Donor cars. I was having a little look last night. 35 to 70 grand.
Yeah.
Used Lancias don't seem to be mega, unless I'm not looking at the right ones.
No, you're right. A guy I know, he had one. Annoyingly, it broke down the day we were meant to be going around Cadwell parking it. Gutted. And he sold it not long after that. But yeah, that they are they're generally in pretty decent nick now. A lot of them the ones that have survived are good. So yeah, I can imagine a base being quite expensive.
35 to 70. And the Restomod?
Quarter. 250,000.
350 grand. So
Can't call
essentially
it.
10 times more than the donor. This is the thing. £1.5 million on a Porsche is a lot of money.
Yeah.
But then it's proportional to the
No,
donor.
you're right.
I think it's all proportional to donor, because if you're a 911 owner, then you're used to expensive purchase prices, depending on what model.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So, I don't know. I mean, and you got to look at that David Brown. If that had a donor, and the donor was like a 6 or 7 grand, like Mayfair, and then you're 155 grand deep in a one with a donor, then yes. Anyway, should we move on?
Yeah. Go on then.
This next car, they can charge what they fucking want, because it's.
This must be good.
There are certain cars in this list that I give you an interior and exterior. However, I've got many pictures of this car. I can't find a bad. I can't find a bad picture of this car.
Are you going to make a purchase?
I couldn't even afford the original.
Oh dear!
I love the original. I love the donor. I also love the.
Oof! Yes, I understand that.
This is
amazing. There's so many.
Yes. It is an Eagle low drag GT. So it's a little bit more slippery than your standard fixed head coupe Series 1.
That is gorgeous.
I know. There is one angle where it looks a little bit not quite there, but I'll give it a pass.
It's a lovely shape.
That's a bit Stingray to me. That kind of like ridge down the rear screen. There's an element of Stingray
split rear screen Corvette. Yes, please.
Oh, Corvettes. Yes, yeah, there you go. Something like that. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I love that inside.
That is very 60s.
And that is very original looking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the good thing about the Series 1 is it came with those beautiful rear lights and the little split bumpers below the rear.
Quite dainty.
Right next to the rear lights. And they had the flick switches as well. Yeah. When they went to Series 1.5 or Series 2, they lost these and went to rocker switches. And then on the back, they had the big wraparound bumper. And it ruined it for me. So yeah, Series 1, 3.8 or 4.2, fixed head coupe. Not so keen on the drop head coupe, and the 2+2 from the side is just a no-no for me. I wouldn't even want to be given one. I wouldn't. It's not
really
no for me. Anyway,
I don't know. It'd be hard to turn down.
2+2? No thanks. Not for me.
I like that.
You like that?
Oh, that is nice. That is very sleek.
Special, isn't it?
For some reason, it looks like the windscreen's been tilted back ever so slightly. Like it's the original aperture size, but relaxed a little bit. I always think there's been quite an upright screen on E-types.
Low drag, mate.
That'll be it.
Low drag equals no drag. If I'd have done some more research, I could answer your questions, but I would have to have spent months researching all of these cars inside out.
Fit on that exhaust. Sorry, the fact that as somebody who does, or granted it's like mechanical design, the fact that it runs at the same angle as the rear valance just satisfies me no end.
Does it feel on a work level?
It does.
Go and show your friends on Monday morning. There's more
Regarding-
pictures. I can't find a bad one.
It's nice they've kept the XK straight six.
What's that little bit of carbon
Ooh.
fibre inlet?
That is nice.
Nice little
ITBs.
branded Eagle ITBs.
Were they injectors? Oh no, they're. Oh, I see. Yeah, the fuel rails behind.
Yeah, there's a rail there, isn't it? Nice little billet.
That is nice.
Rail.
I like that.
Naughty, innit? Very, very nice. And it still looks under the bonnet.
Yeah,
You know, it hasn't got the... Was it pumpkin? The colour that they used to...
that's
the
it.
head was pumpkin, wasn't it?
See,
Yeah, very, very nice.
that to me does pass that cool test because you haven't got to explain anything about it. It's just... You could even just say it's an E-Type.
That's all we need. Done.
I've got an E-Type. Done.
That's all you need. As long as it's not a Series 3 or a Series 2. Or
Is that the moment you walk away?
My dad loves a Series 3 and I can't get my head around the styling. I think they're too long. I don't like the arches. They're just a bit too big and clunky.
Okay.
I am very much a Series 1 fixed head coupe person myself. I would have a drop head if someone forced it upon me.
If I have to take it, I
Oh,
will.
go on then. I'll take it out if I have to. I'll look after it for you. But yeah, arguably they could charge whatever the hell they want for this, and I would, if I had the money, I'd buy one. Let me just get you some pricings, sir. Eagle low drag, blah 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 blah. Obviously, the donor, I'm assuming it's a Series 1 fixed head
And I thought so.
that they will modify greatly. Series 1 fixed heads saw for 60 grand the other day. 60 to 150. Yes,
Yeah.
I know they run to a lot more for a 3.8 flat floor early car with the external bonnet catches, etc., etc., etc. But you can get a Series 1, 4.2, I believe, fixed head for 60.
Okay.
On the road, tidy looking car, and also a project will be cheaper. How much is that?
Oh, that's going to be
Restomod?
hundreds of thousands. I'm going to say 800,000.
Starting at 300 grand.
Oh, I was expecting a lot more.
So was I.
Just because there's a lot of what I assume is hand rolled body panels, and that is a skill.
This is what I found on the internet. The internet is not always right, but I wouldn't expect it to be hundreds of thousands off. Again, a lot of these prices, some of them are starting.
Yeah.
And then would you like wheels, sir?
So
Yes, I
wants
would
paint
like
on
wheels.
his car.
Oh, has that got paint on it, or is that alley?
Yeah, but even so, you've got to protect it. I mean,
that's paint,
it's going to oxidize.
Look how many. I think I included 5 pictures for your viewing pleasure there.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
No problems at all. The next one is a car that I quite like to start with.
Okay.
The audience members may get this if they are old. Every time I go to the NEC with my father to the restoration show and the classic car show, which is fantastic, we see this car. And he always turns around to me. I've never heard this tune in real life. I've only ever heard it recited from my father's mouth. And he goes, do 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 do. And I go, oh, it's one of those, is it?
The Saint.
There you go. I've never seen it. I don't even know.
No, it's Roger Moore.
There you go. He tells me about that too. Genuinely. And what car is it?
It's a Volvo P1800.
Bloody hell, you're so old. Fantastic. Restomod. Cyan.
Yes, I know of the car.
Predominantly in blue. You see him in blue, don't you?
Yeah.
I love the original styling of a P1800. I think they're a good looking classic.
You can tell it's a Volvo because my only thing about these is I've opened the door on one because a friend of mine looks after one.
Okay.
And the door is incredibly weighty. I mean, it's a gorgeous car. The only thing I remember from it is that how heavy the door is, but they are achingly beautiful.
I think I love this little styling line through here.
Have you ever seen the estate? The ES shooting brake thing?
No.
Oh, they are cool.
When we went to the NEC last year, they had X300 XJs.
Yeah.
Obviously modelled for your 308.
Yeah.
Shooting brake. And it might even been an
I didn't even know they
XJ40.
did one.
No, they didn't. Apparently someone's made some. They looked Interesting. Would I have it over a Volvo 850 wagon?
850 T5, yes, please.
This one did look cool. It did look cool. Anyway, this is a Siam. I believe
like
they've
that.
played around with it. They turbocharged it on this.
Yeah,
like 400
it's
horsepower.
a more modern engine, as I recall.
I like the way they've kept like styling cues, like grille, lights, that sort of thing. But obviously played around with splitters and wheels. Wheels are a nice touch, to be fair.
I quite like the modern wheel on it.
Interior,
I think because you know that it's got so much has been done to it in a modern way, it kind of works.
Somebody wants their trousers back, Jim.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, it's not corduroy, it's sisal, I think.
I don't know the difference.
Sisal is like hard-wearing carpet that's very fashionable for like horse stairs and landings. And corduroy is... My trousers are made of corduroy.
Yeah,
like
I do like a corduroy trouser, but
that might be sisal.
I am approaching 40, so...
Let me know in the comments section if that is sisal or corduroy.
Oh, I've just realised the rev counter goes up to 9,000.
Don't know why.
No, but I love the fact it has... So
Ambition?
it has the original... Yeah, but it has the original typeface.
Mm-hmm. You did this with yours, didn't you? Played around with yours a bit,
yeah, so I still haven't finished that, actually. Should do. But the fact it looks original, but you see a little detail where, hang on a minute, that rev count goes to 9,000, but it looks like the original. Takes you a second. That for me,
I'm sure
the special thing.
A lot of these cars will be cars that you find details the more you look at them. You know, like instead of you see it all, and then you go, oh, that little cubby hole or that bespoke so and so, or the way that works.
They've massaged like
the mechanisms, and
they've embraced it.
When Gordon Murray talks about haptics,
yes,
I like the word haptics. But I'm sure you can lose a hell of a lot of time working on the way that an indicator stalk clicks and sounds. But hey, that's why his cars are more expensive than these.
Oh yeah,
that's another video for another day. Cyan P1800 donors. 30 to 40 grand.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Strong money, isn't it?
They are strong. I mean, I remember when they were peanuts. Just the thing is, Volvo for a long time were overlooked, and unfairly so. I am a massive Volvo fan. I've had a couple of Volvos.
Never been involved.
Have you not?
Well, no.
I loved my 740. It looked like somebody had been murdered in it, and I'm actually pretty sure that's the reason why I was selling it so cheap. But it was such a nice car to drive. Very nice. Very, potholes didn't matter. I mean, it handled like, well, it was a bit boaty.
I can imagine, but you could fit a sofa in the back.
No, I've messed up. I bought a saloon, not an estate.
Look out!
What? Because I was umming and ahhing over what car to buy.
You bought the wrong one?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And I've been. I was sat with Sam, and I was showing her this. Like, what do you think to this? What do you think to that? And she just turned to me and went, "Just buy a fucking car," because And I went, "All right, fine," and I did. And I went and looked at this 740. It was 350 quid. This is 10 years ago. 350 quid. 10 months MOT on it.
Not bad.
And tax. Because this was before.
When you used to come with tax?
When cars used to come with tax.
Yeah.
It just clicked over to 100,000 miles, so just running for a Volvo. It was a GLE, so top model, and the heated seat still works. And it was blue with a caramel leather interior. Tobacco stain.
Sounds quite pleasant.
Until you realised that there were, like, it looked like somebody had got finger marks on the headlining.
Oh, where they were trying to escape.
Yeah, that was a bit of a,
I'll tell you what, we'll do another podcast.
We've got to talk about previous cars.
We will. We'll do another podcast on car adverts. You can tell who's selling a car on Car and Classic when they are very proud of the fact that the car comes with 10 months tax. You haven't sold a car for a while, have you, Terence? You mean I can't transfer the tax? No. Oh, okay. Times have moved on. Go and get that green and blue V5 out the drawer. 30 to 40k plus donor. Restomod price. There was a couple of varying prices that I saw on the internet, but the
I think it's,
round number that I found was,
I was going to say between 150 and 200,000.
get your purse out, take more money out.
Really?
Yeah, they're quite
Okay.
strong actually, these, to be fair.
Go on then. I'm intrigued.
375.
What would I pick between that and the Eagle? Oh, it's got to be the Eagle.
There you go.
Actually,
Or
no,
would you go for the Lancia Futurista? 350k?
No, it'd be the Eagle. Actually, as much as I like the Lancia, in that format, not so fast.
Or would you have 3 of the minis?
No.
Don't need more than one, do you? Moving on. One is
It's a
enough.
mini adventure, it's fine.
It is indeed.
That'd be a Lancia I'd get involved in.
Chimera Evo 37. These are lifted from their website. Make sure you give them credit. Wheels look cool, body looks cool, everything looks cool. Based on a Lancia Monte Carlo, I believe. And that is, there you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Diffuser looks cool, everything looks cool. It just looks...
As a Group B fan, even though I've just trounced that, the Delta, yeah. I mean, imagine I'm assuming that's from a donor car.
Yep.
Ooh, very racy interior. Like it.
That's not a little bag.
It is not a little. That is not a bag for life. That is I've got money, fuck you bag.
I've never been to Chopard or Chopard if you're from Bristol. Right. Donor. Where are we? Chimera Evo 37. How much is a donor Lancia Monte Carlo?
Oh, they're going to be strong money, I'd imagine.
Go on, have a go.
40 to 70?
25.
No, really?
I thought that last night. I would have thought that too, but they're not actually massive money. Again, all of these cars vary upon mileage, condition, blah, blah, blah. But I saw cars for like 20, 25. There wasn't a huge amount of them. No,
well, I'm going to say a thing that a lot of people would have said is that, you can hear them rust on quiet nights. They're all rotty. Yeah, they were.
But these cars don't get left outside anymore.
No,
they don't see salt. But they should. All these cars, whether they're
built to be used,
£1.5 million, all these cars were designed to be used. And if we don't use them, the wheel cylinders start leaking and the oil starts leaking out of them and they won't start. Everything goes rusty. Then you get electrical problems and you go, my classic car is not reliable.
It's not a good return on investment.
No, especially spending £1.5 million. Now then, they did the green one, the Evo 37.
Okay.
And they also did a Martini edition.
Yes, please.
Which was, had like the livery on it. I'm assuming it was more than just stickers.
Instantly cool. Yeah.
There you go. Now then, prices, please. Drum roll, please. The Chimera Evo 37. I found a price.
Okay.
What would you like to pay for one of those? On top of your donor, which is quite a cheap donor, so quite an easy way in for you.
I'm going to assume that it's going to be more than the Cyan. I will say 450,000.
430. You done very well. The Martini edition.
Yeah.
Sold for 1.17 million.
Oh, that was a bit more than I was expecting. I would have probably invested just because Martini livery.
You wouldn't have put 1.17 million, would you?
No. I mean, oddly enough, don't like Martini. Would drive a Martini liveried car.
Fair enough. Food for thought there. Or should I say drink for thought. There's another picture of the front of it. Badass, isn't it?
Yeah, yellow headlights make it cool instantly.
100%. 100%. Very cool.
I do like a yellow headlight.
Wicked looking car. Now then, this is my second car on the list that I would give a pass to. Don't care what it costs. I'd buy one. Guess what? I got a few pictures of these.
Oh, really?
That wasn't the reaction I was looking for. But okay, moving on.
I wasn't expecting a Diablo. Oh, I like it.
Those dials look cool.
They are. I know they're modern, but I like that they're kind of like 80s digital, 80s, 90s digital. Gated shifter, yes, please. Yeah, that's going to be some money, though, isn't it?
I don't know. I know the answers. You got to guess.
Yeah,
I'd give that a pass.
Oh, definitely. Although As a Japanese car fan yourself, are you not a little bit upset they've taken the 300ZX headlights off?
That is very true, but I don't think this one's got 300ZX headlights.
No, but I do like it.
The OG,
the
original does.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting, but hey, that means they'll be reliable. It's all good. Now then, how much can you get a Diablo for these days?
Oh, that in itself is an
More than I was expecting. More than I was expecting, sorry.
5,600,000.
There was one at 250, one at 350, and there was a fancy pants one at 650. So even if you went like bargain basement at £250,000, you're still quite
still into
money in. Now then, how much is the Eccentrica Diablo? This one is in euros.
Oh god! Now I've got the conversions. I would say
no, you don't. Just guess a big number.
2.5 million.
They pulled your pants down, mate. It's only 1.2. Bargain.
I would get ruined at all these places.
Well, yeah, but one of them, they kick you out for taking the piss because you want to pay an eighth of what it's worth, and the other one, they'll just laugh at you because you pay overpaid by £1 million.
It's a 4-wheeled washing machine, that Mini. I'm sorry, but
the Mini. Yeah,
the one, the one, the one with the battery. Yeah.
And moving on to our final vehicle.
Go on then.
Where?
Oh, the Tolman 205. Oh, yes, please.
How much different does it look from the original?
Absolutely nothing.
Completely agree.
I love how they've embraced that. I have such a fondness for the 205 GTI. Never owned one, but used to know a guy who rallied them.
Cool.
To the point where he was on Colin McRae's list of top 10 drivers to watch.
Wow, claim to fame.
Yeah, that was the year before he passed away in 2005, 2006. But yeah, his name was Tom Walster, and I used to work with him and ended up becoming really good friends with him. For we just sort of drifted apart as you do. When he was rallying them, and if he didn't win a rally, he parked it on the roof
because he was trying so hard to win.
Yeah, and I remember that we had a 1.6 205 GTI back when there was the 205 GTI Challenge. And that thing was cool. We used to drive to college when we went to college together. Yeah.
My mate had a 205 GTI. He loved it.
I would love one. I was trying to, oddly enough, got a hankering for another hot hatch. To the point where I was looking for 106 rallies in France.
Strong money over here now.
I know.
Rally. Big money.
Love those.
But 106 GTI seem to fluctuate quite a bit between like 5 to 12 to 4 to... Anyway, my mate had a 205. He bought it from a place called Just GTIs.
Okay.
On the other side of London. And I took him down, me, him and another friend went down there for the day to pick up the 1.9 GTI.
Oh, nice.
We went in my Honda CRX, B16 powered CRX. I managed to get all the way to London and back and still have fuel left. He couldn't get back from London on a tank in a 205.
What?
Don't know why. Anyway, he loved that car a bit, looked after it, cherished it. He was at work one day and his dad rang him and said, "You're not going to like this. Your car's on fire."
No.
The fire brigade are currently dousing it down outside the house.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Electrical fault, they reckoned.
Oh, no.
Just spontaneously combusted and just...
That is a shame.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
Because a donor car for a 205 now, even a ropey one, you're looking at £5,000 or £6,000 at least.
Touch more.
Oh, really?
Digital dials.
Are they?
Apparently.
Sorry, they look so original. Yeah.
Not that many miles, that one, has it?
How do they know it works?
I don't know. I believe they're digital, or in some way digital. Obviously, like uprated brakes, suspension, that sort of stuff. Does that look any different?
No, and I love how they've kept the 1.9 GTI wheels.
Yep, very, very nice. And that's a good way to tell a 1.9. The wheels, and apparently, only because Scott told me this the other week, the 1.9s had rear discs and the 1.6s were on drums.
Yeah.
So this is a tricky one for me because, to all intents and purposes, externally, nothing has been changed. Under the bonnet, they've played around the engine. It's 200 horsepower instead of 130. So it's like highly strung engine.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. Plenty of torque. Nice and fast. Raucous. Good fun. Donor, what, 12 to 15 for a nice 205?
Yeah, for one that you'd want somebody to,
I mean, like say,
bucket bits, yeah.
6 or 7 grand is someone's put a cage in, rip this out, rip that out, done
proper
this, done that.
modifications.
Yeah. We've
It's got to have a roll cage.
Now then, that red car there is. This is a sticking point for me because of the lack of modifications, which in my mind doesn't justify the value as much.
I think it's sub 100,000.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
No, they
really?
start at 55 from reading.
Yeah, that's what I was initially thinking, sub 100. But okay,
that one's like the ones that's been used for like testing is like a full fat 125 grand plus your donor. A lot of cooling, 205, isn't it? But then at the same time,
yeah. But then I know what you're saying. But then the problem is, and I've had this thought a while ago with the way like Sierra Cosworths and Escort Cosworths are going.
Mm-hmm.
You've spent 125,000 plus whatever your donor car is. Mm-hmm. You say, oh, I've just spent 130 grand on a car. You'll say, oh really? What have you bought? Peugeot 205. Your response will be, you're a fucking idiot, and rightly so. And it's the same with. I remember we're going back about a decade. I saw at the RS show at Silverstone there was a RS. Cosworth. I don't think it was an RS 500. Don't think it was an original one. But it was a 3-door Sierra Cosworth in black. Quite a nice looking car. 75 grand. I said to mate at the time, I was like, same thing, if you bought a 75 grand car, first thought, oh nice, he's bought an Aston Martin. Says a lot about the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you roll up in a Sierra, and I'd be like, they've had your pants down. You've been robbed.
There you go.
I'm sorry, it's hard to explain.
But then at the same time, obviously you're going to say things have moved on. My mate bought the 205 from Just GTIs as a restored example.
Yeah.
And he paid a lot more than market. He paid £3,000 for a very tiny 205. At the time, I took him down there in a sub to probably like a £1,500 CRX. So he was paying double what a CRX, like an OK CRX, was worth.
Yeah.
And at the time we were going, fucking hell, strong money, mate.
Yeah,
but
you're
then
putting
now,
some coin in,
if he'd have popped that in the garage and just enjoyed it and cherished it, it would be what? 12, 14, 15. So it was 1.9, lovely spec. I believe it was black with the black leather and the green carpets, I believe.
Oh, nice.
That was the spec he wanted. He won't buy red, he hates red cars.
I was just going to say, I thought they had red carpet, but that's interesting. It didn't have.
I think it was green. I think it was black car, green carpet.
Interesting.
It was a nice touch. It is a nice touch. He also likes the dark grey ones as well. I think they were red carpet, I believe. I'm not so sure. But that's all I've got for you, really. So
I've enjoyed it. I've genuinely enjoyed that.
I think, in conclusion, no, we still don't know what a Restomod is. We haven't got a clue. And the ones that are marketed to people, as proper registered cars, seem to command sometimes in excess of 10 times the value of the original car.
Yeah.
Does that highlight a market for people that just want exclusivity and will pay whatever they want, they don't care?
Oh, definitely.
Or does it highlight that maybe labour is expensive, research and development is expensive, and to find something bespoke that's not mass produced costs a hell of a lot of money?
Well, yeah, if you think about it, if you compare a suit from Marks and Spencer's to a tailor-made suit,
one suit for you fits you like a glove.
Won't fit anybody else. It's made to your specification. You are going to be paying thousands over, 100 quid. So yeah, I can understand that, because you're paying for somebody's time and experience and all that other good stuff to build something that is unique to you.
Yep.
But it's eye-watering. I mean, it's
But then at the same time, these people have got the money
Mm.
and they're buying it probably because they don't have the facilities and abilities and skill set or the want to do it themselves. People like you and I will say that's eye-watering, and they, oh God, no way, I could build that myself for a quarter price. It probably could. Maybe not quite as refined, and maybe not quite as finessed as some of those bits that are done professionally,
That's a good point.
If I said to you, go and build yourself one of those Ocelli minis, you're not going to be able to recreate it, but you could probably get quite close and put your personal spin on it. It's your Restomod.
That's true.
And then you can sell it for 10 times what it's worth.
Job done.
Everybody wins. Now then, can we go for lunch, please?
Yes.
Where are you taking me?
We are going to go to Tim Hortons.
Yes, I've driven 143 miles for this Tim Hortons.
Some coffee.
For those in the audience that don't know what Tim Hortons is, imagine McDonald's and Krispy Kreme had a baby, and maybe like there was a threesome with like 5 guys as well. Amazing burgers.
Is it a threesome if there's 5 guys involved?
That is something for another video.
And with that, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Cheerio. How do I get out of this fucking Ford?